One of the very worst uses of time is to do something very well that need not be done at all. Brian Tracy. I think we can all picture the following scenario. You have to make a phone call at work that you really don't want to, and you put it off all day. Or you procrastinate on an important report until the day before it's due. Or you have a presentation that you simply can't force yourself to create slides for. According to Brian Tracy, that thing that you're putting off is a frog, and you should eat it first. In his book, Eat That Frog, he sets the framework for getting things done by laying out 21 strategies to stop procrastinating. Humorously, Brian got the name for this book from Mark Twain, who once said, "Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing bad will happen to you for the rest of the day." The best part about this book is the strategies can be used individually. This means you can choose and pick the ones that you want to implement, that fit your schedule and lifestyle, and implement those first. While this book was written from a business perspective, there are plenty of places to apply it to real life as well. First off, set the table. Your frog might be clear as day, or you might be a little confused as to which problem or task the slimy green toad is. Use these 7 steps to clarify what you want and how to tackle it. Number 1, define your goal. 2, write it down. 3, set a deadline. 4, list things you may need to do to achieve the goal. 5, break the list into small, individual tasks by priority and sequence. Number 6, take action. And number 7, do something every single day to move you towards that goal. This clarity sets the table for productivity to happen. Number 2, plan every day. Once you have a master list of items that must be accomplished, you can start to plan how and when they are going to get done. When you start tackling a goal, plan out a month or more in advance and how things will get done. It's perfectly fine if this shifts around as things get closer. Each night before you stop working for the day, spend 10 minutes or so organizing and planning the next day. That way, when you start working in the morning, you can get right to the action. Number 3, apply the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle, states that 20% of your actions will result in 80% of your results. That 20% is the frog that you must identify and eat first. It's likely the most complex and difficult task on the list, and also the one that you're most likely to procrastinate on. Number 4, consider the consequences. It is probably easier and more comfortable to not eat whatever frog is on your plate. But if you don't eat that frog, what will happen? Will you get fired? Will you stay overweight and unhappy? Will you still be doing the same job that you hate a year from now? There are a lot of great quotes out there that illustrate this, but my favorite is from Jerry Rice. "Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what they can't." Number 5, practice the ABCDE method. Think of the frog as your A. It has to get done. It's the 20% that will lead to results. If you are going to procrastinate, choose to push back or even delay the D and E tasks. By having the completed list of tasks and prioritizing them, you'll be able to get the most important stuff done and allow yourself some slack on the lesser tasks. Number 6, pick out key results. Let's say your goal is to grow a social media following. Your views and likes aren't actually key results. The money that you are earning from that social media following is. You might be focusing on a task that generates lots of views and likes, but no money. Stop that. Focus on the key results, not the vanity metrics. Number 7, law of forced efficiency. If you only have time to do one thing today, what is the thing that must get done? Focus on that. This goes back to the 80-20 rule and knowing what key results will help you to achieve your goals. Most days, getting one key thing done is better than getting 20 small, insignificant things accomplished. Number 8, when it's time to work, work. In Deep Work by Cal Newport, he talks a lot about preparing your workspace to be productive. He will go as far as turning off his internet, leaving his phone in another room, and wearing soundproof headphones to eliminate all possible distractions. Number 9. Prepare your work ahead of time. Have you ever gotten on a roll doing something and realized you couldn't complete the task because you were missing something? Chances are, the second that you get up from your workspace to get that forgotten thing, your momentum will be completely broken, and good luck getting it back. Gather all information, paper, tools, and materials as a step before really starting to focus. And number 10, focus on one task at a time. Multitasking is a myth. Human beings aren't able to juggle multiple tasks, ideas, or jobs at one time efficiently. Sure, you can do it, but your productivity and the quality of your work will decrease significantly. Number 11, develop your skills. Ever feel like you weren't good enough to get a job done? Feelings of inadequacy are one of the leading reasons for procrastination. The best way to tackle this is to continue to learn, whether through books, lectures, or courses about your field and expertise, until you gain confidence to act immediately. Number 12, use your strengths. Tracy mentions this, and it is one of the key points that Naval Ravikant often mentions. Find what you are uniquely good at, something that is easy for you but others seem to struggle at. If you spend your time perfecting those things, it is likely that people will pay you good money for that skill. Number 13, what is holding you back? Once a week, check in with yourself. Did you accomplish all the tasks that you set out to finish? If not, what held you back? Maybe your goal was to complete 3 chapters in a book that you are writing, but you only finished 1. When you look at your calendar, there are 10 other things in it each day that pull your focus away. In order to hit your goals, you can add the task of clearing your calendar of unimportant items so that you can focus on writing better. Or, more commonly, our limiting factor is internal. Maybe we are dealing with imposter syndrome, we're dealing with low-value tasks, getting distracted easily, or have a poor plan of attack. Fix these things and watch your productivity soar. Number 14, put pressure on yourself. As a student, do you remember the huge pressure that you felt the day before a big exam? You simply couldn't study enough. Try to create a situation where you feel a similar amount of pressure. It's amazing the push of motivation this can give you. Last time I was backed into a corner, I told my best friend that if I didn't get this task done, then I owed him $100. I finished with time to spare. Number 15, find your chronotype. Your chronotype is a fancy way of saying your internal clock. Your internal clock is a fancy way of explaining those of us who are morning people versus late night warriors. Find what time of day that you seem to do your best work and schedule your frogs then. Number 16, be your own cheerleader. There are more and more studies out there showing that optimistic people have an easier time setting and accomplishing goals than pessimists. Tracy admits that this point sounds a little corny, but by believing in yourself and being optimistic, you can look for solutions to problems that arise, and you can have faith that you'll find a way to accomplish what you set out to achieve. Number 17, put away your technology devices. When you are trying to focus and really get things done, leave your smartphone in another room, turn off your email notifications, and if you have to, block sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram until you're done. While technology is amazing and definitely has its place, it can also be a gigantic distraction and waste of time. Number 18, break tasks down. Do you know how to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same with huge goals and tasks. Break them down into small little pieces and tasks that will take 15 minutes to an hour. Marking small tasks off a list can be motivational, and it's a good way to make a daunting project seem doable. Number 19, schedule time to eat. Because you know that eating the frog is the biggest, hardest task of your day, make time on your calendar for it. I block off the first 3 hours of my day for the frog. I'm a morning person, and I know this is when I'm at my best and when I'll have the fewest distractions around me. Number 20, Find your flow. Everyone's optimal work time and environment is a little bit different. Experiment with different lighting, times of day, music, chairs, and other factors that may affect your ability to find your flow. And last, 21, finish what you start. When you sit down to do a task, don't get up until it's done. If it's too big to do in one sitting, then you should probably break it down into 2 or 3 more manageable items. This is also a motivational tool. You know that each time you get up, you've checked something else off the list. Remember, one of the very worst uses of time is to do something very well that need not be done at all. Thanks for watching our summary of Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. We hope it helps you be more productive and accomplish your goals. Do you have an idea for a book that we should animate? Leave your ideas along with a like and a sub in the comments below, and we'll do our best to make sure your suggestions become a video.